That's reporting on the Eagles. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about it. Shout out to y'all, man, joining me for lunchtime. I'm not supposed to start at 12, man, but I actually had to eat lunch today, bro. I was hurting. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all, though, man, and shout out to y'all for just being Eagles fans, man. Give yourself a round of applause. You know what I mean? Give yourself a howdy do. Victor Jurnett with the super chat, fresh off the press. He said TJ was on that Fetty hard body yesterday. Glad Keyshawn kept it 100, and we don't have Jalen there. Wouldn't be a AJ Smitty or Saquon. They don't like to talk about the good stuff that matters, man. But we're gonna talk about it here. We're gonna talk about why I believe Jalen Hurts is the most disrespected. Cool cat, what up? We're going to talk about why I believe Jalen Hurts is the most disrespected Super Bowl winning quarterback of all time. And I think people confuse what I mean by that. Like, he's not a regular Super Bowl winning quarterback. You know what I'm saying? He's not a regular Super Bowl winning quarterback. He is a franchise quarterback that won a Super Bowl on a $50 million a year deal. That's different. You know what I mean? That's different. That is what this thing is all about. Can you say a guy is the guy, and can that guy that you name as the guy go out there and achieve the ultimate goal? That's what Jalen Hurts did. That's why so many people are upset with him. I've never seen a guy who is named the guy. He is the starter. He ain't no backup. He ain't catch lightning in a bottle, as others like to say Nick Foles did. He did it from beginning of the season to the end of the season to the Super Bowl, from hoisting up that Lombardi trophy. I've never seen a guy get disrespected for the way he played from beginning to end, achieving the ultimate goal the way Jalen Hurts is being disrespected. And a lot of it got to do, and a lot of it is coming from members of the media who actually played the game. Members of the media who are career long losers, losers of the media. We're going to call these guys losers of the media. This is coming from losers of the media who actually played the game. And this is why I'm going to classify these guys as losers. One, a lot of them never won nothing. The ones that won something, like Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, they have high praise for Jalen Hurts. The ones that won something understand how hard it is to do what Jalen Hurts did. But the thing about these other losers of the media is that they only can go off of the stats they had, and they try to prove that stats and individual achievements is much more than the ultimate goal. There's loser. Paul Pierce is delusional. Now Paul Pierce is an NBA champion. Paul Pierce is I can't say he a loser, because Paul Pierce is one of the best at his position of all time. I would say Paul Pierce, in terms of small forwards, is top 20. Paul Pierce is top 20 small forwards to ever play in the NBA. He's top 20, top 25, something like that. Now, he's delusional, so of course he would say that's too low. But Paul Pierce is so delusional, he thought that he was going to get a Kobe Bryant farewell when Kobe Bryant left the game. This is the type of people we're dealing with. The type of people we're dealing with. We're dealing with Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce. TJ HOUSHMANDZADEH. The average 20-year-old don't even know who TJ HOUSHMANDZADEH is. These losers of the media, y'all, in the NFL, these analysts who never won nothing in the NFL in the media, their biggest thing is, look at what Jalen Hurts had around him. Look at what Jalen Hurts had around him. When they say stuff like that, it does nothing but water down the product of the NFL, because everybody is good. Everybody is good. The worst team in the NFL. The worst team in the NFL will go undefeated in the college football season, bro. Everybody is good. He had the best this, he had the best that, he had the best this, the best that, the best that. That's what they say about Jalen, and that's why Jalen Hurts won. Because he had all of the best stuff around him. But then when you ask these guys, hey, were y'all good enough to win? Why didn't nobody ask TJ Houshmandzadeh if he thought the Bengals were good enough to win the championship while he was there. Why nobody asked him that? I'm confused to see what his answer would have been. Then when they brought up all the stuff Lamar had around him and didn't achieve it, they just skipped over that. They just skipped over that. Skipped over that. They leave out the fact that A.J. Brown wanted to come here to play with Jalen Hurts. Saquon Barkley wanted to come here and play with Jalen Hurts. The biggest thing that they leave out when they talk about Jalen Hurts' legacy and his resume so far is that he was second in MVP vote and he went to the Super Bowl before Saquon Barkley was a Philadelphia Eagle. When everything was on Jalen Hurts, when Jalen Hurts was the guy, the breakout guy, when Jalen Hurts was the catalyst for the Philadelphia Eagles going to the first Super Bowl, he had Super Bowl vote. He had MVP votes because it was him. He was Himothy. He was the guy. Even though other guys were performing around him, but the credit was going to Jalen Hurts. So not only do the Eagles have a quarterback that can do it when they don't have another guy who's at an elite level, a skilled player, but he also can do it and take a back seat to a guy having an all-time great season. But then when that guy can't get it done, he shows you again why the Eagles were in the Super Bowl the first time with performances like the Super Bowl. I'm not debating Jalen Hurts rankings no more. Jalen, it's Patrick Mahomes, then it's Jalen Hurts. You could do whatever you want with everybody else. But the hate from the members of the media who haven't even accomplished half of what's their excuse for not doing it? They wasn't good enough? What's their excuse for not doing it? They wasn't good enough? Come on, come on, come on. The Dallas Cowboys and Dak Prescott have always had talent. The Bengals went to the Super Bowl before. They couldn't complete the objective. Josh Allen never been to the Super. A lot of these guys got a Patrick Mahomes problem. Jalen Hurts don't have it. So Jalen Hurts is the worst quarterback out of the top. TJ Houshmandzadeh said Jalen Hurts was down there with Jordan Love, bro. Down there with Jordan Love. And the biggest misconception that it boggles my mind. These are supposed to be guys that play the game. If you think that you could plug in any quarterback and Jalen Hurts and the Eagles will still blow out the Chiefs the way they did, you are sadly bugging, bro. You sadly bugging, man. You mistaken, man. Because first of all, the only other quarterback that could have ran for 70 yards against the Chiefs would probably be Lamar Jackson. I'll give it to Josh Allen too. Third of all, these guys have yet to be able to beat a Spagnolia blitz. They playing more than Jalen Hurts do. I've never seen Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, or Joe Burrow dismantle a Spagnolia blitz and recognize the one-on-ones at will the way Jalen Hurts was doing in the Super Bowl. I've never seen them that dialed in against the type of pressure that Spagnolia brings. The reason why the Chiefs were in the Super Bowl is largely due to their defense. Largely due to their defense. I've never seen it. How are these guys dumber than Skip Bayless? They played. They played. The disrespect to Jalen Hurts, it just speaks volumes of these guys. It speaks volumes because these guys haven't done the homework to understand or even begin to try to break down why Jalen Hurts is winning big games the way he's winning. If you were to do a breakdown, I think I'm gonna get the all 22 film on the Super Bowl. I'm gonna do it myself. It might take me a while because I'm not no film guru. But if you break down that Super Bowl tape and see how Jalen Hurts was able to immediately dissect and read the field and find a one-on-one matchup, make great throw after great throw, understand when to run. Not only did Jalen Hurts read the blitz to see where the one-on-ones were, he also read the blitz to see where the running lanes were for himself. Elite. Elite. Both of Jalen Hurts' performances in the Super Bowl are better than any performance on tape that I've ever seen from Lamar, Joe Burrow, or Josh Allen. Better than any performance I've never seen it. Better than any performance I've ever seen from Lamar, Joe Burrow, or Josh Allen. Any performance. You want to know why? Because those performances took place when the Lombardi was at stake. Hating on Jalen Hurts at this point, it just make you look stupid. It make you look stupid. What? Come on, man. We can't sit here and listen to TJ HOUSHMANDZADEH, bro. HOUSHMANDZADEH, he got wide receiver 2 syndrome. TJ HOUSHMANDZADEH, what are we talking about, bro? He wasn't even the best wide receiver on his roster. Shane L, thank you for the super chat. LB, these $90s fans coming out of hiding already. For what? TJ HOUSHMANDZADEH? TJ HOUSHMANDZADEH running around here talking about what and for what? And then they can't say he can't play, so they always say, listen, I really like him. He's really, really good. He's really, really good. But, bro, if you have to describe a hypothetical about why Jalen Hurts ain't who he is, then you lost already, bro. You can't say what he can't do in the field. You can't say he can't throw. You can't say he can't run. You can't say he can't win. You can't say he can't read a defense. The biggest argument they have for Jalen Hurts is if it was another quarterback, you will get the same result. But that's something we can't even factually prove. We can't even factually prove it. You think Kenny Pickett would have won the Super Bowl had Jalen Hurts went out? Kenny Pickett couldn't even beat the Commanders, and they turned the ball over 5 times. But what the hell did Jalen Hurts do to the Commanders when they turned the ball over 5 times? Put 55 on their head top. 55 on their head top. 1 minute, the national media hates C.J. Stroud. Then the next minute, to spite Jalen Hurts, T.J. HOUSHMANDZADEH putting C.J. Stroud in the top 5. 1 minute, the national media hates C.J. Stroud, but they'll put him in the top 5. 55. They put him in the top 55 to spite Jalen Hurts. Then Paul Pierce throws Jaden Daniels in the top 5. Whatever. You want to throw Jaden Daniels in the top 5? Well, why did Jaden Daniels get his face scraped across the ground? Who scraped his face across the ground and blew him out of the water? Jalen Hurts in the Philadelphia Eagles. If you want to say that Jalen Hurts, listen, once you get to the level of NFC Championship, you can't say they were better. Dude, you're in the NFC Championship. Have some pride. Have some pride. Have some pride. If you could get to an NFC Championship, you could win a Super Bowl. Have some pride. None of these guys got pride. TJ HOUSHMANDZADEH is weak. Weak. His argument is weak. His mindset is weak. He got the best this, the best that. Is that why y'all didn't win? That's why you and Ocho Cinco ain't win shit? Because everybody was so much better than y'all. So you just going to downgrade the fact that y'all had professional athletes on your team as well. The super team narrative is so tired, bro. It's so tired. Do you know how many good teams lose in the second round? The thing about winning a championship is this. You got to come ready to play every round because it's one and done. It's one and done every round. When Peyton Manning was getting bounced out the playoffs, all of those teams had Reggie Wayne, Marvin Harrison, Bob Sanders, all of these guys. They were good enough to win a championship. They just couldn't get over the mental hump, the mental part of it. They just couldn't beat Tom Brady. The mental part of it. Y'all don't think the Chiefs was good enough to win last year? Everybody picked them. I forgot about Dallas Clark. Everybody picked the Chiefs, so they had to be good enough to win, right? Everybody picked the Rams. So the Rams had to be good enough to win, right? Right? Some people picked the Packers. Some people picked Washington. So if everybody y'all picked good enough to win and they keep losing, why are you calling us a super team? I forgot about Edgerrin James. Jalen couldn't lead the Commanders to a championship game Jalen don't play for the Commanders, bro. Keep your hypothetical to yourself, Michael Kirby Jr. Michael Kirby Jr., keep your hypothetical to yourself. That's loser shit, bro. I don't indulge in them type of conversations. I don't do hypothetical losing games, bro. I don't do it. I don't do hypothetical losing games. I don't do it. I know Jalen Hurts took the Eagles to the NFC Championship game twice. I know Jalen Hurts took the Eagles to the NFC Championship game twice. I know y'all happy that y'all think y'all rookie did something that was so remarkable that nobody does it. Listen, going to NFC Championship games is new to y'all. So y'all think that nobody else could do that. We do that shit though, bro. We do that. Last year was like our eighth. Last year was like our eighth since the year 2000. We do that at a high level. Jalen Hurts is 2-0 in NFC Championship games. I bet if Jalen Hurts and you swip Jalen Hurts, Jaden Daniels didn't play good in the NFC Championship game though. But y'all don't want to acknowledge that though, bro. I watched the whole game over again this week, yesterday. No, it was Sunday. Jalen Hurts and Jaden Daniels was playing on a different level in that game. Jaden Daniels was missing people high, missing people low. Jaden Daniels ain't take no deep shots. He was check down Charlie. That's how Zach Ertz was eating. Check down Charlie. He didn't run because he was scared. Check down Charlie. Check down Charlie. What are you talking about, bro? Nobody don't give a damn about going to no NFC Championship game. Why are you talking to us about NFC Championship games? Why? Why are you talking to us about your funeral? Why are you talking to us about the NFC Championship was your funeral? Don't y'all get confused? The NFC Championship game, like he couldn't get us to an NFC Championship. Y'all lost to Jalen Hurts. If Jaden Daniels is so much better, 2 Super Bowls to our 3. Y'all had them same 3 when we had none. We on your body now. Now you got to gloat about a Super Bowl that you probably ain't even see. Your existence as a fan is terrible. It's terrible. Your existence as a fan is terrible, man. Your existence as a fan is terrible, man. I don't live the same life you got. You ain't see none of them Super Bowls probably. I don't live the same loser life you got, bro. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I don't live the same loser life you got. Y'all was so hurt. Y'all was so hurt over there. Commanders fans was so hurt, so desperately looking for an answer that y'all had how season hats. New how order or something like that. Y'all was pumping. Y'all, Jaden Daniels was going to win us one. I guess we'll never know. I guess we'll never know. I guess we'll never know. LB, I love the super team narrative, how we build a monster bully gang. Thank you for the super chat, bullloaded the menace. I appreciate you. Chef Cook Skinner, what up, bro? My Commanders fans, abort this conversation ASAP. We can't win this argument. Raise hell. They don't understand that though. They think that this is some type of argument that you could win. Jalen Hurts can't get us to NFC. So why y'all ain't win then? Who eliminated y'all? Y'all so wrapped around the best season y'all had since Rayful Edmonds was moving dimes in DC. Since Rayful Edmonds had birds in DC, this the best season y'all had. Y'all so happy that that's the case for y'all that y'all forget that y'all died to the Eagles. Y'all forget that my team smoked your team. You're so happy about almost completing an objective. Why didn't you complete the objective? Why? Tell us what happened in the NFC Championship game. You got blown out by my team. I'm confused. I'm confused. And I've been giving y'all praise all offseason. You want to know why I can give y'all praise? Because we did y'all in. We left your brains splattered on the pavement. We did that. We did that. We smoked y'all, then came to the funeral, then went to the repass and ate a plate, then watched it on the news. We did that. So you talking to me like y'all went to the championship game and y'all put something in the trophy cabinet. No, you didn't. We put the NFC Championship trophy in the trophy, the Albert, whatever. We put that in the trophy cabinet. Then we put a Lombardi in there. Then Jalen took a Super Bowl MVP home. What are you talking about? Y'all now y'all rebuilding roster. So which one is it? Y'all rebuilding roster or y'all went to an NFC championship game? Was y'all good or was y'all not good? Man, move along, Kirby. Move along, Kirby. Move along. Move along. Let me know. Let me know when Jaden Daniels won a bowl. Let me know when Jaden Daniels beat the Eagles if Jalen Hurts ain't get concussed by dirty Frankie Doodoo. Let me know when Jaden Daniels holding a Super Bowl MVP trophy up. Until then, move along, bro. Move along, bro. And don't tell me that he's a rookie. He about to be 25 this year. Craig, what up, Craig? My OG Craig Holloway. He about to be 25 this year. 25 this year. He old. Jaden Daniels an old ass rookie, an old ass man. An old ass man. I don't want to hear he a rookie. I don't want to hear he a rookie. He played in college 10 years. Old ass man. And this the other thing about it. Bo Nix better. I like Bo Nix. Give me Bo Nix. I ain't sold. I only saw 1 year. 1 year wonder right now. I seen Jalen have 2 great years that resulted in me having Super Bowl coverage. And a 1 year wonder. Tell him do it again. Tell him do it again. Tell Jaden Daniels do it again. He an OG rookie. A 10-year citizen. Old ass man. He the young OG. What are you talking about, man? An OG rookie, man. Tell him do it again. Since it's so easy, and since NFC Championship games apparently for y'all in Commanders Land grow on trees now. No, it's too late, cool Chef Cooks. I wasn't even talking about the Commanders. Since it's so easy for Commanders fans to NFC Championship appearances grow on trees apparently now. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Let me see it again. I guarantee, I bet whatever y'all don't go back to an NFC Championship game this year. I bet whatever y'all don't do it this year. And y'all gonna lose week 1 to the Giants. I bet whatever y'all don't do it this year. Come on, man. Y'all 1 year away from that trash ass Commander song. Left hand up. Y'all 1 year removed from being a laughing stock. Tread lightly, bruh. Tread lightly, bruh. Tread lightly, bruh. Y'all 1 year removed from left hand up. Stop it. Quentin Fields, thank you for the super chat. Comedy's too damn old to be talking crap. Exactly. Y'all 1 year removed from being a laughing stock, the shit stain of the division. Anyway, back to what I was saying, man. The hate on Jalen Hurts makes no sense. You got people running around here. I bet you Jalen Hurts couldn't took the command. Bro, what type of award did y'all get for going to the NFC Championship game, bro? And losing. And losing. And both of Jalen Hurts' NFC Championship games. Jalen Hurts spanked the big bad San Francisco 49ers. Then he beat the young dazzling rookie that everybody thought was going to go to the Super Bowl. He ended dreams in both of his NFC Championship game wins. Jalen Hurts got Patrick Mahomes with a do-rag on again. Refocused Pat. Jalen Hurts made Patrick Mahomes get a can of Murray's, a brush, and a do-rag. Spilt milk. Thank you for the super chat. People No Cowboys channel said nothing about Dez top 5 because they can't argue it. They can't argue it. They can't argue Dez Bryant's top 5 because Dez Bryant's top 5 is rooted in logic. Rooted in logic. Now, if Jalen Hurts goes to, first of all, if your quarterback ain't never been placed higher on the top 100 list than Jalen Hurts, shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Jalen Hurts was number 3 on the top 100 list a year after losing to Patrick Mahomes. He was number 3. Let me get some water. It's a gallon right here, man. He was number 3 on the top 100 after losing to Patrick Mahomes. Has Joe Burrow ever finished number 3? I don't know. I know Lamar's finished 1 before. I know Pat's finished top 3 before. I'm pretty sure Josh Allen has finished top 3 before. I say that to say this. The peers say Jalen Hurts is top 5. Who cares what TJ HOUSHMANDZADEH say? TJ HOUSHMANDZADEH. TJ HOUSHMANDZADEH. What Super Bowl winning team wasn't talented? Is more talented Super Bowl winning team is less extremely talented Super Bowl winning teams that won a Super Bowl. More teams with stacked rosters don't even go to the Super Bowl, bro. What are we talking about here, bro? You know how many good rosters Lamar Jackson has never took since Lamar Jackson has been a Ravens quarterback. They've had a top 10 defense every year. A top 10 defense every year. If you got a top 10 defense and you can throw for 40 touchdowns, bro, and you can't make it to a Super Bowl, that's a you problem, man. That's a you problem, man. And people don't want to keep it a bean. People don't want to keep it a bean. It's not that I don't like Lamar, but if you talk about in the playoffs, Lamar, Josh Allen, and Lamar Jackson, and Joe Burrow not better than Jalen Hurts in the playoffs, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I don't care what nobody say, bro. It's Patrick Mahomes and it's Jalen Hurts, bro. It's Patrick Mahomes and it's Jalen Hurts. You can put them other guys in any category you want because once the regular season ends and it's time to go win the Super Bowl, it's too much pressure for them, yo. It's too much pressure for them dudes, bro. We've seen it time and time again. We've seen these guys wet the bed. It's too much pressure for them. What Craig say? It's no reason for a QB to be ahead of Jalen if you have missed the play. That's what I'm saying, bro. If you missed the playoffs, how can you rank yourself higher than a guy? If you missed the playoffs 2 years in a row, 2 years in a row, Joe Burrow has missed the playoffs. Why are we still ranking him higher than anybody that has made the playoffs 4 straight years? Why are we still ranking him higher than guys that win Super Bowls and make the playoffs every year? Bro, they lost to the Patriots week 1, bro. Joe Burrow's superstar status alone should win a game like that. I'm cool. I'm cool. The mindset is just flawed. Now everybody posts this clip of Joe Burrow cursing because the offensive line kept jumping off sides. A lot of these guys, I get it. A lot of these guys look the part. A lot of these guys look the part, bro. Trust me, I get it. Looking the part is what mean a lot to people, man. Throwing a pretty ball, all of this, being a tall white guy. A lot of these guys look the part, but winning don't have no face. You either gonna be mentally tough enough to do it, or you not. Looking the part don't help you, bro. You gotta go out there and walk the walk. You gotta go out there and walk the walk. Stats don't matter. Stats don't care about it. All the stats that you have compiled in a regular season up until the Super Bowl, they can't help you win a Super Bowl. They can't help you win a Super Bowl. Your MVPs that you got in the regular season, they can't help you win a Super Bowl. It's just impossible. It's impossible. The only thing that can help you win the Super Bowl is your drive, your passion. Your drive, your passion. It's impossible. Caring about what other people got going on is not going to help you win the Super Bowl. The only thing, I repeat, that can help you win the Super Bowl is you. Nobody picked the Eagles to win the Super Bowl, and the Eagles went out there and won the Super Bowl, and the quarterback was flawless. They make excuses for Burrow. They make excuses for Herbert, bro. Herbert. It was a post I just saw that if Herbert was the Eagles quarterback, will he have a Super Bowl? Bro, they want dudes that have Super Bowls so bad. So bad. Everybody should be having a Super Bowl now because of what Jalen Hurts did. That they've reduced. They don't even know how dumb they sound. So if all these guys are so much better than Jalen Hurts, I've been asking this question all offseason. Why do they need exactly what Jalen Hurts has to win? The only outlier is Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes did not have a lot of talent on a lot of them Super Bowl teams like that, in my opinion. They were good enough to win a Super Bowl. They were really, really well coached. You know what I'm saying? Yo, little boy, I like that new song. Keep grinding. I appreciate you, bro. All streaming platforms, man. Y'all go ahead and run it up, man. Y'all go ahead and run it up. Just go to Lord Brunson on Apple Music and just hit play. It's gonna play all my top stream songs, bro. I appreciate you, Yola boy. You know what I mean? I'm confused. I'm confused. Justin Herbert, I think he threw for 5,000 yards in 2 seasons. What be happening in the playoffs? What be happening in the playoffs with all these numbers and all these stats? Dudes, Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen have 3 MVPs between them, bro. 3 MVPs between them. Why don't they have an MVP caliber performance in the playoffs, bro? Why don't they have an MVP caliber performance in the postseason, bro? Joe Burrow is not Joe Montana. Why don't these guys have MVP caliber performances in the playoffs? We saying these guys are so good because what they're doing against Week 4 against the Panthers. Oh, Week 8 he threw for 400 yards. It was against the Browns. The Browns ain't gonna be in the Super. The Browns are gonna be in the playoffs. Why don't these guys have those type of performances? I remember when quarterbacks used to have all-time great performances in the playoffs, bro. Eli Manning is who he is and will be in the Hall of Fame because he was cooking and dogging shit in the playoffs, bro. Back in the day, quarterbacks used to have all-time great performances in the playoffs. Remember them playoffs games that was ESPN Classics? It was playoff games, quarterbacks having shootouts in the playoffs, bro. Now, an outstanding regular season performer could get to the playoffs and throw picks, fumble, wet the bed. Because he already signed that $50 million deal. You know what I mean? Why this joint zooming in? I don't like that. This must be new. I'm trying to read the comments. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I see. I can't go back to the comments. I don't know what's going on. This must be some new update. Pure hate is not even logic no more against Jalen. It's not logic no more. None of it is rooted in logic. None of it is rooted in fairness. The takes are unfair. You know what I mean? The takes are unfair. It don't make no sense. It's laughable at this point. I don't care where you rank him at. All I know is I was at a parade. If Hurts is so bad, why is he 4-1 against the AFC? Good point. Shout out my guy Dave Dust. Good point. If Hurts is so bad, why is he 14-1 against the AFC? Why is he 14-1 against the AFC? And you know what the thing is, man? Jaden Daniels is good. I don't want to. I don't want to do what I know. I already know what's about to happen with Jaden Daniels this year because now it's going to be looked at as a failure, and you got people that's going to try to save face because now the expectation is go to the Super Bowl. That's not how it worked, bro. That's not how it worked, bro. You could have you a hot year. You could have you a hot year, and you could not go back to the Super Bowl. The Eagles wasn't. We didn't go back to the Super Bowl the next year. We started off good, then we had to collapse, and we got put out the playoffs in the first game. The Commanders will not be going back to the NFC Championship for at least another 10 years. At least another 10 years. Come on. If you know what I'm saying? For at least another 10 years. If Jalen Hurts was the quarterback of the Miami Dolphins, the Dolphins would be in better shape. If Jalen Hurts was the quarterback for the Chargers organization would be in better shape. Since we want to play these hypotheticals, if Jalen Hurts was the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys will be in better shape. If Jalen Hurts was the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys against the Packers, Jalen Hurts is not losing to the Packers. Jalen Hurts ain't losing to no fucking Packers, bro. It's impossible. It's impossible. If Jalen Hurts was the quarterback of the Bengals are not missing the playoffs 2 straight years. They're not missing the playoffs 2 straight years. That makes more sense than saying if you plug anybody else in Jalen Hurts' position for a team that he's been with a brand new offensive coordinator in Kellen Moore, for a team that he's been with for 4 years, and they're going to go all the way and win a Super Bowl. They're going to go all the way and win a Super Bowl just because you made a quarterback change. You tripping. And for real, Baker Mayfield better than a lot of these guys. A lot of these guys, not even better than Baker in crucial situations. Come on. The Bengals probably will miss the playoffs for a third straight season. You want to know why? Because the Bengals are a poorly ran organization, and it's not even Joe Burrow's fault. It's just a lot is on Joe Burrow and the offense because the Bengals don't even know how to build a Super Bowl team. The Bengals don't even know how to build a Super Bowl roster. They think paying their quarterbacks all this money, and the Bengals don't have a defense again. The Bengals are going to get destroyed this year again. It'll be 3 straight years Joe Burrow has not made the playoffs. 3 straight years Joe Burrow. They say, Joe Burrow, we're just going to put you in a firefight every week. Come on, man. I don't know, LB. The Cowboys organization and staff may have a lot to do with them winning and losing, in my opinion. Don't let them trick you into that, bro. Because the Cowboys organization and staff wasn't on the field, bro, when they lost to the Packers, bro. The brass wasn't on the field, bro. It was Dak Prescott, Michael Parsons, all of them guys with all of them stats lost to the 7th seed. We're not going to do that, bro. The staff wasn't on the field when they lost to San Francisco when Dak threw 2 interceptions in that game. Dak had the ball in his hand to win the game. 12-17, I believe, was the score. Dak went 3 and out, running for his life, scared, don't know what to do. The organization wasn't on the field, bro. We can't keep doing that, bro. We can't keep doing that. They blame Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore won a ball with Jalen. They thought Kellen Moore was going to be our downfall. I said Jalen Hurts will be the first quarterback to get Kellen Moore to a championship game. And I'm about to retweet it. I stood on that. I was right. I was right. Dak Prescott didn't get Kellen Moore to no championship game or no, let alone a Super Bowl. Dak Prescott got Kellen Moore a lateral promotion. A lateral promotion. Kellen Moore went to the Chargers to go be a OC again. A lateral promotion. 2 lateral promotions. What are we talking about here, man? Dak Prescott ain't do nothing for the career of nobody, bro. He ain't do nothing for none of his offense. Which one of the Cowboys offensive coordinators left Dak Prescott and got a promotion? When was the last time the Cowboys had a coordinator become a head coach? When was the last time Doug Peterson left Philly as a head coach, got another head coaching job in Jacksonville? Shane Steichen left Philly, got a head coaching job. Jonathan Gannon left Philly, got a head coaching job. Kellen Moore left Philly, got a head coaching job. What are we talking about, bro? Nick Sirianni's been extended twice. Jason Garrett was a head coach. I mean, what are we talking about, bro? The Cowboys get people fired and they never work again. They get people fired and they never work again. Jason Garrett selling shoes. Jason Garrett worked at Foot Locker. Got his ass fired. Mike McCarthy, Dak and them got him fired. Dan Quinn got a head coaching job because of what Dan Quinn was doing with that defense. And this is my point. Dan Quinn got a head coaching job, right? Because the Cowboys were a good team defensively. The Cowboys were good. The Cowboys in the last 4 years, I don't think nobody took the ball away on the defensive side of the ball than the Dallas Cowboys the last 4 years. Nobody. But leave it up to the Cowboys fans to say this, but we couldn't do it in the playoffs. That's your problem, bro. And Dak can't have them Dak games in the regular season against the Giants and Commanders like he can't do it in the playoffs. No. Dan Quinn is a good point. I'm not saying Dan Quinn is a bad point. I'm glad you brought up Dan Quinn. But Dan Quinn earned that job because that defense was actually good. Deron Bland, all-pro. Trayvon Diggs was an all-pro. Michael Parsons, all-pro. The Cowboys' defense was good. They was taking the ball away. They was blocking kicks, pick sixes, all type of stuff, bro. All type of stuff. So I understand why Dan Quinn got that job. I'm talking about them offensive coordinators, them play calls for Dak Prescott. They get blamed and they get fired. Who want to fight in the chat? You can't put a good player in a bad culture and think they're supposed to take him to the chip. Who's in the bad culture? Who's in the bad culture? I'm sorry. Good players. Bad coaches don't win 12 games, bro. That's an excuse to me. Isaiah Burns, thank you for the super chat. LB, why they never talk about what Hurts did when we only had Smitty and he went to the playoffs? He did more with less. And they never talk. They don't talk about it. They say Jalen Hurts has dropped into the perfect position. No, Jalen Hurts inherited a 4-12 squad. That was Jalen Hurts' position. That was Jalen Hurts' position. We got rid of Carson Wentz. Jalen Hurts had to fight for the spot, coming off a 4-12 year, and take the team to the playoffs. That's what Jalen Hurts inherited. Stop it. E-girl cowboy. I don't see nobody in the chat. I'm looking. Lamar, Dan Quinn. Huh. Yeah, I don't see it. That was 4-12 the year before. Yeah, we was 4-12 the year before Jalen Hurts took over. That's the position he was dropped in, though. That's what I'm saying. He was dropped in a quarterback losing his job, then your coach getting fired. He was dropped in complete disarray. He was dropped in complete disarray. Doug Peterson got fired after that year. Nick Sirianni came in. New head coach, knew everything after that. New head coach knew everything after that, bro. Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts make it to the playoffs. The next year after that, we draft Smitty. No. That was the Smitty season we make it to the playoffs. After that, we trade for AJ. Go to the bowl. Go to the bowl. So, man, I mean, the excuses that y'all want to make for other people, it don't make sense. Jalen Hurts got all the weapons. That's Jalen Hurts' team, bro. When you continuously make it to the playoffs every year, your organization's supposed to put a new piece around it. They're supposed to, all right, we keep going to the playoffs. We know we can do that. We know we can always get to the playoffs. Now let's see what we got to do to win playoff games to compete for a championship. What we got to do? Let's draft this position. Let's develop this position. Let's do this. Let's do that. Listen, if the Cowboys go to the playoffs every year, then maybe they would build around the team more. Maybe they would do things to build around the team. The Commanders are building the way they're building, and Debo wanted to go there probably is because of the success they had. Come on, bro. Jalen Hurts came in this thing playing with Travis Fulgham. Did he play with Greg Ward? Or was it Travis Fulgham? Was Whiteside around? It was Rager, bro. It was Rager. Rager, Fulgham. Come on, bro. Jalen Hurts had to play with a generational bust. We passed on Justin Jefferson and drafted a generational bust. Jalen had to play with it. He's dropping touchdown passes. Rager was god awful. God awful Tridash. God awful. Everybody want to make it seem like Jalen Hurts, this team was just so built and Jalen Hurts was just dropped right into. Come on, bro. That's not what this was, bro. That's not what this was. But we're going to let them keep running with the narrative. We're going to let them keep running with the narrative, man. And it's nothing personal. We all know Rager was Tridash. That's why he got moved. Here you go. VT Soldier. You can't admit he was carried to the chip to save your life. He's only as good as the pieces around him. He was carried to both chips. He was carried to both chips because he been to two. He been to two. He was in the chip without Saquon. He was in the chip without the dude that ran for 2 stacks. He was in the chip without the guy that ran for 2 stacks. He's been carried to the playoffs every year he's been a starter. The last 4 years he's been carried to the playoffs. What are you talking about? Was he carried the first season when he was second in MVP voting? The year he was second in MVP voting was he carried? Because he went to the chip 2 years. That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. Y'all leave that out like he only went to one Super Bowl, bro. Y'all leave that out. I'm telling y'all, when his career all said and done, he gonna be in the Hall of Fame. Y'all gonna be even more mad. I don't even know who you're a fan of, but it got to be a loser because you ain't with us. Come on, man. He went to the Super Bowl with Miles Sanders. He was carried that year. Went to the bowl with Miles Sanders. He was carried that year. Come on, bro. Was he carried in the Super Bowl or just to it? Because he got 2 of the greatest Super Bowl performances of all time. Was he carried in the Super Bowl or just to it? If the defense could get a stop, he'd be a 2-time Super Bowl champion. Like, y'all make no sense. Y'all so easy to debate. Y'all so easy. It's easy to get y'all. It's easy to pack y'all up. It's easy to pack y'all up. Y'all hate him so much, y'all don't even want to make sense of the argument. Y'all hate him so much, y'all don't even want to make sense of the argument. Don't even want to make sense of the argument. You know what I'm saying? Let me know when your quarterback gets to a Super Bowl. Let me know. Dak Prescott, the only quarterback in the NFC East that ain't been to an NFC championship game, by the way. Russell Wilson, Jalen Hurts, Jaden Daniels, they did that. Dak Prescott, 45 years old, he ain't do it. Dak Prescott ain't do that, by the way. The only one. Our division could be looking like black excellence. Black excellence. All black starting quarterbacks. All black starting quarterbacks who've been in the NFC Championship game. But we got to have a Dak Prescott, though. 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 Come on, what do y'all talk about, man? We got Saquon Barkley because we lost DeAndre Swift. The division could be called black excellence right now, but we got to have a Dak Prescott in it. We got to have a Dak Prescott in it, stinking it up. We got to have one guy stinking it up. Compare all the great Super Bowl winning quarterbacks to Hurts in the conversation begins to get quiet. I mean, it gets loud for me. It gets loud for me. If Dak don't do what this year, win a championship, that's not going to happen. And Dak will be there next year. He will be there next year. They're not going to eat that cat. Dak stinks. You know what I mean? But this concludes lunchtime with the bullies. I might do another video. I'm doing a video all week, man. This week, man. 7 days strong. I'm on a 7-day firing range. I did one yesterday, a live. I'm doing a live for 7 straight days. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all go stream all the music. Dime Pack out now. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Go buy the merch. Super Bowl champions, man. Enjoy the rest of y'all Tuesday, man. Lunchtime with the bullies out. I can't wait for training camp.